Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And that play goes nowhere. He's met behind the line, and a penalty flag may add insult to injury. Well, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
Winston to throw it this time. Got his connection complete to Ruggs. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Henry Ruggs, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
PAT up and good by Rosas. And it's now a 7-0 game. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Throwing on 1st down. Flowers got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
23 yards the pickup there.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball, and puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
Off play action. Flowers. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Flowers. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. Operating from the gun. Flowers. And able to find Dorsett. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
10 yards on the pickup, but it's going to be second down.
And that's something you have to get ready for defensively, because in today's NFL, teams will use their wide receivers on jet sweeps, end arounds. They'll move them back in the backfield and make them running backs. Partner, this was much more of a tap pass, but effective nonetheless.
And I think both guys love it. If you're a quarterback, it's an easy completion. If you're a wide receiver, you get the easy reception and also a chance to try to make a play with your feet. First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. A great play there. Touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Off for the point after is Randy Bullock. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Fielded in the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Working out of the gun, Winston. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Give him 32 on the play. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Winston now to throw on first down. Uncorks one for Davis, and nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, second down. Incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. They've got another first down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now.
I know this may be jumping the gun a little bit, but 7-7, they're flinging it around like crazy. Look at the drive that's going on here. Partner, we may have to start thinking about one of these defenses just holding someone to a field goal and maybe trying to get advantage that way.
And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
On first down, they go with Jacobs again. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Mackenzie Alexander in on the tackle.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
A 2nd and 7 with our score tied at 7, but they're planning to change that soon. Only question, will they get 3 or 6 out of it? And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Henry Ruggs, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Raiders have taken the lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
That's the reason we ball for it. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 16 more on that one and another first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
14, Bengals 7.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
From the gun, Flowers. He's going to air it out. And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. And Philip Dorsett, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And we've got a tie game here, a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Taken in the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
And Jones with a first down carry, and he's going to wind up losing a couple as he's stopped behind the line.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. At the 23, it's 2nd and 12. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. There's still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter. Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3.
He was brought down by Mackenzie.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Complete.
Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 43. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
Throw right side, going to be caught by Waller. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
Bengals 33-yard line.
Second and 12 after the 1st down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Winston, a handoff. This is Jones. They find some open field here. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Ronald Jones, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Raiders have moved out in front. So simple math here in the 1st half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Made at the 25-yard line. The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match at a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
Mixon, the ball.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
Now the Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down. Now a handoff looking right. Oh, he bowls over him. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th.
Yard line.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Being chased out left. Airing one out for Boyd. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
Now that's a tough throw because he's moving to his left. He's got to get his shoulders pointed back right to throw it all the way across field to try and connect. Unable to do so.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Flowers. Again, he'll target Boyd, this time successful. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Tyler Boyd, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes. That's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far, and fun to watch. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. There he goes, right side. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. DJ Chark, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly for 6. Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise, because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they'd been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And we are hitting the home stretch here toward halftime. And to this point, this has been an exciting offensive explosion for both sides.
I think everyone in the stadium is going to have to regroup a little bit, including the two of us. Yeah, I think we have to get a little oxygen, relax a little bit, and see what we can get going for the second half. The same as these teams, because right now everything's working really well. Can someone come up with something to slow them down?
Yeah, both defenses back on their heels. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now this time he'll look to throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. John Ross, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down, Pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half. They're less than 2 minutes to go in the game, which means that this challenge was initiated by the fellas in New York.
And if you're the coach, you're thinking, thank you, New York. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, Winston. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
These two offenses have gone up and down the field so far in the first half. Finally, I say, here's a stop on 3rd down.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10.
37-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
And he finally is out of bounds, but he's down inside the 20-yard line. So all of a sudden with that run, maybe now a chance for points here.
It's a total mind shift, isn't it? Because what you were saying before was, hey, let's just get out of here, get the half over with. Instead, we can get some points now.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Intercepted by
well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range, but boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It was Jordan Evans making the play defensively.
Gain on the play.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. So I remember playing in these spots, and my coaches always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. He sets up the screen to Jones. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
First down.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Jameis to throw it. He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
First down.
So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. And trying to get it to Ruggs, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And he's got room. And he will be brought down. His time is now run out on this first half of action. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Aldrich Rosa set to kick off.
And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you. Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. Now a handoff as they run left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there, first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
On first down, Flowers looking left side, and it's complete. Look at the big man rumble, and he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. C.J. Uzomah, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals have broken our tie as they take the lead. It's up and good, and they've jumped back ahead, 35-28.
Bengals 35. Raiders 28.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Winston. And he rifles one incomplete. Corey Davis, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
And well.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Winston. He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Henry Ruggs, 83 yards. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up. It's been quite the game for him individually. A trio of touchdown catches now.
So pick a route, any route. Whatever you want him to run, he's going to do it and do it well and end up in the end zone. This has really been fun to watch.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And this carries into the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. And these two teams have traded touchdowns so far with their first possessions here in the third quarter, so we're right back to where we started at intermission.
Yeah, how about that? Tied at the half, tied after the first two drives of the third quarter, one for each. That tells me that someone's defense has got to step up and make a big play and try and change the momentum of this game.
Now they try the right side here. And some room to work. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one 28 yards on the ground. You know, I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46.
He was brought down by
just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the Raiders' 46-yard line.
Looking to throw. Flowers. Open man is Ross, complete. There he goes left side. And he'll take this into the end zone for Bengal TD. John Ross with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Bengals have broken our tie as they take the lead. And they will take a 7-point lead now.
The score, Bengals 42. Raiders 35.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. Taken in the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here.
Las Vegas.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Now a carry for Jacobs. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Winston. He'll get this underneath to Jacobs. Call it a 3-yard gain, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And now a whistle and a timeout called by the kicking team. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. They're going to try for it on fourth. Winston stays out there. Here's Winston. And this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. William Jackson with a pick. Past the 20. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six for a Bengals TD. Touchdown. So they go on fourth down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
It's probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
So 2nd and 10, third quarter. Thanks for tagging along with us here from the Queen City of Cincinnati. Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. He'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And it's fielded at the 34. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
On 1st and 10, Flowers looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think
under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
The quarterback.
Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability and a sack resulted.
Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Bengals in possession of the football and in possession of the lead as well as we start the 4th. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Back to throw. Flowers. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11. Fourth quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24. And now he's closing in on 450 yards passing.
That's an incredible number. I mean, you're talking about the best defenders in the world that you're trying to throw the ball against, and you're creating that type of a number. Fantastic job, fantastic performance, and he's going to have to ice up his arm afterwards, too.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on. They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly second and long. Again, it's Winston. He's going to float this one deep right side. And, oh, Jameis intercepted a third time. William Jackson with a pick. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
There's a lot about that play you could easily see coming. Backed up in the shadow of their own goal line, you know they're going to face pressure.
He's lucky his arm was going forward. It was close, but it was going forward.
Yeah, it could have been a safety or even given up a defensive touchdown.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D. Whip out. Watch the whip. Where's 52? Watch 52. 52's the mic. All day, D. All day, all day, all day.
Looking to throw. Flowers going deep downfield for Ross. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to fourth down. The Bengals bring out their punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. He'll take it at the 42. His sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And this offense is going to be set up with a 1st and 10 inside the 15. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And a quick shuffle pass here is complete. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. 9-yard line, 2nd and 6. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders have cut it back to within a score. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. The throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
49-yard line.
Back to throw. Flowers going deep downfield for Ross. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
To throw again. Flowers firing quickly here, and that's complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun. Flowers. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Off the play fake. Flowers. He finds Dorsett. It's complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
We got this.
So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Off play action. Flowers. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And here he'll get it down to the 7. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left.
3rd and 5.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a two-score game. Bullock's kick is good. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a two-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
Take over first and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself,
oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A very solid gain of 27. Play action now. Winston. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
36. Let's go.
Here's Winston. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. It's caught at the 10. It's a big play there for Vegas. 45 yards.
First down.
So not quite a first and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Jesse Bates. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Call it a gain of 11 yards, and that should just about do it.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
Bengals 52.
Charles, it's